Welcome back to Hutch and Huber. This is episode 3 of season 2. We've kept our promise. This is the third week in a row we've posted on a Tuesday night. 7th episode overall. And tonight, pretty special moment. First time ever on Hutch and Huber. There will be someone making a guest appearance, and not just anyone, but a superstar in the making. The greatest multi-sport female athlete in Providence history, Natalie Boseing.
Hello, everybody.
Natalie's an old high school friend from back in the day when we were roaming the halls at Our Lady of Providence High School.
A long 3 months ago, man. Seems like forever.
Back when we were young. But Natalie is the best athlete we've ever had on the podcast by default. Being the only athlete we've ever had on the podcast.
Being the first only guest on the podcast.
I mean, Division I commit, not like a Power 5 commit or anything, but a Division I commit nonetheless, and we're excited to have her on.
You know,
we'll can't make my head too big.
You got to start somewhere.
Start off. You know, when you only have 49 subscribers, you can only get so many guests.
Okay.
I think we had 98 subscribers on Monday. And,
yeah, our subscribers got cut in half in the matter of 2 days. We don't know what happened.
Don't worry. After I'm on this, you guys will have a big boom.
We're expecting.
I'm confident.
We're expecting at least 100 subs after next week.
500 views, and we'll do episode 2 with Natalie Boseing.
All right, so getting to talking here with Natalie. She has a pretty interesting life. Unlike me and Hutch here, we just talk about sports. But Natalie, can you just give us a run through what a day in the life of Natbo looks like?
Okay, so usually I wake up at like 7:15 and I go to my running club practice, which takes place at either Community Park, the Walking Bridge, or various running paths around this area. And Wednesdays we do workouts, and every other day we do somewhere between 5 and 7 miles. And Kaylee, Kaiser, and Avery Semler are part of this little running club.
As do me and Hutch every day.
I mean, yeah, you gotta stay sharp. You never know.
You know, when you're Bryce playing baseball, you run 90 feet from home to first. We don't like
endurance.
I'm not much of a sprinter. But, so then I will go home. And I'll eat breakfast before that, obviously. And then I'll go home and eat breakfast number 2. And then I'll just kind of clean up a little bit, take a shower, eat breakfast number 3, go to tennis, which usually lasts from like 2.5 to 3 hours, go home, eat lunch, and then I'll go fishing. I go fishing a lot these days with the quarantine stuff going on. So far, I've caught over the past 4 months maybe like 3 bass and like way too many bluegills to count. I don't even want to catch bluegill anymore. Dang. And the biggest bass I've caught is about 1 pound, so we're really doing good.
It's better than Bryce. He's normally stuck in the trees when we go fishing.
For the record,
I'm not good enough at. I mean, I try and cast the right way, but most of the time I'm catching trees too, so it happens. I've gone through like a whole thing of fishing line already, but you know, whatever. And then I'll go hang out with some friends or do whatever and repeat it the next day. Nothing too special.
So it sounds like everything of structure and of note happens before 1. What time?
Oh yeah, I gotta have everything planned out to the like exact minute, or else my day is wrecked. I can't go on.
I usually sleep in till about 10:30.
I'm already an hour into tennis at 10:30. No big deal.
Hutch doesn't have a job yet. He just applied for some jobs, so that may be changing soon. Stir, on the other hand,
I've been on that grind.
Stir had a 13-hour day today.
Jeez.
And then Natalie goes home and floods our DMs trying to get on the show, and it finally worked.
Yeah.
I go home and study the podcast endlessly, making sure I say all the right things.
Her part of that part of her day is now free because she doesn't have to do that anymore.
Now I just flood the DMs of the person whose username I'm trying to take.
Oh, we can also talk about that. So, obviously, famous nickname Natbo. That's what everyone calls you. So, how do you not have that username on Instagram? How do you not have that verified?
Recently, I've been trying to step out of my comfort zone. I got rid of my Apple Watch. I switched to a Garmin running watch.
I didn't know there were things that were outside of your comfort zone.
Oh, yeah. Just listen. So I'm changing my Instagram username. I've had this username for every social media, everything that ever has required a username since the day that I got my first iPod in Boseing 34. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, having a nickname like Natbo is not something that everybody gets to have. So let's change my Instagram username to that. And I go in to change it, and it says, username's already taken. And I'm like, now whose name is Natbo? Who else uses that? So I look it up, and there is a person who has Natbo as their username, and I immediately report the account for, obviously they're trying to steal my identity, so I report it. I take screenshots of this account, and I send it to every person I know, and I'm like, hey, everybody go report this account, get this account deleted, I need this username. And I have periodically DM'd this so-called Natbo, obviously not the real Natbo, the fake Natbo. And I've asked them many times, like, hey, can I have your username? Hey, can you change your username? Like, just put a 1 at the end. Do something different. I just want Natbo. And they have yet to answer my DMs. So until they do, every day I send a screenshot of this person's account to my friends, and we all report them until their account gets deleted, and I can have the rightful use of this username, unlike this other person who is obviously trying to steal my identity.
Well, this person has 0 followers on Instagram currently.
Also,
yeah, 10 posts, 0 followers, no picture, just Natalie in the bio. Like, get out of town, dude. This is my username.
Come on, dude. I think you just lied. You said that everything's in Boseing 34, and you're about to switch that up, but your username is in fact not in Boseing 34. It's Natbo 23.
Oh well, yeah. I switched it to Natbo 23.
Oh, we switched it. Okay.
Well, I had to do Natbo, and then I needed to put numbers on the end, and I was like, Michael Jordan 23. Michael Jordan probably wants to be me, so like I'll go ahead and use his number. So.
But what
Michael
reasoning
Jordan
behind
D1.
What was the reasoning behind 34?
34. That was like my basketball jersey growing up, like in Holy Family, like. They used to have the sizes, like the small sizes in jerseys were like the lower numbers, and like the bigger the number, like the bigger the jersey. And like, if you know me back in grade school, I was like kind of big. And so like, I was walking out there with number 34 looking like that dude what's that NBA, like Charles Barkley or Oakley or something, the big dude.
Both, actually.
Oh, yeah. So like, I was built like one of them. Like, I was just a big dude. I was walking out there with my number 34 jersey, probably size XL at the time or whatever, but yeah.
And back in the day, Stir wore number 57 for the St. Mary's of the Knobs Hawks.
57?
Yeah, 57.
I don't think I wore 57.
Bryce remembers you were 57, Sterling. Gosh.
57, size large.
Anyways, we brought up that you do play the sport. Tennis. Globally, very, very popular sport globally. I have one critique of tennis, though, being a basketball and baseball player myself. The sports that I play, they make sense as far as scoring goes.
I knew this was coming.
When you cross home plate in baseball, you get 1 point, or a run, it is called in baseball. But in tennis, you get 15. And then all of a sudden you get 10 a couple points later. So explain the stupidity of that.
I wish I could tell you, because I'm trying to give tennis lessons to these little kids who were learning learning how to keep score. And I'm like, okay, it goes 15, 30, 40 game. And we'll be playing out some points, and they'll say something like 16, 30. And I'm like, that's not it. It's 15. And they're like, well, why is it 15? And I'm like, I don't know. I wish I could explain it to you.
I've got a theory.
Can these kids count this high in the first place?
I've got
Probably not.
I think I know why that tennis scoring is the way it is. I think the first people playing just were a little bored and they didn't like playing the sport very much. So you score a point, and the other guy's like, just take 15. We want it to end faster anyways. What do you think about that?
I mean, it could be a good possibility. I honestly feel bad when people come to watch me play tennis because I'm like, you're about to sit through the most boring hour and a half of your life. Like, you might, like, when Carson, who, like, my boyfriend used to come to my matches, I mean, he would be engaged for about the first game, and then I'd see him over there playing, like, Clash of Clans. I'd hear, like,
that's not
app,
true.
I'd hear
Carson
the app open, like, do-do-do, or whatever it does when you open Clash of Clans, or, like, do-do-do-do.
He's coaching you.
Who was coaching me?
Carson, from the sidelines.
No. Carson would just be like, hit it harder.
Well,
can I ask another question? So you said you're giving tennis lessons to these kids.
Poor kids.
Are you? How much are you charging? Do you think you could turn me and Hutch into some tennis superstars?
Ooh, that's a good idea. Could you get us to a Division III tennis level? Could we win the intramural championships at our college if you taught us how to play tennis?
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, I can get you there. I currently charge $20 an hour, so I might give you guys a discount since you're letting me on this podcast as your first guest. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm used to teaching little kids that can't stand in the same place for longer than half a second.
That's basically
and like hit balls as hard as they can at my face. But I guess I could make an exception for you guys.
Well,
will it be at Providence?
Providence's courts are locked for eternity until Scott Gergel goes and unlocks them. They're his kingdom. He doesn't allow trespassers.
I respect it. You got to take pride in your facilities. Your
exactly.
Courts, your fields.
Could you get Bryce to eventually beat Maria in tennis?
Well, that might happen today.
Maria is too mentally strong. She will never crack under pressure like that.
Well, I don't crack under pressure either.
Well, Maria's valedictorian, so she will outsmart you on the court.
This is not academia. It's not a spelling bee.
Maria
hasn't beat me in ping pong in a long time. Long time.
And now,
just saying.
Did you know I once beat Bryce?
In ping pong?
Did you know that was 3 years ago?
It was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And it was like 21-10.
That's honestly kind of embarrassing, Bryce. If I ever got beat 21-10 in ping pong, I'd probably never pick up a paddle.
But I think Bryce has beat me maybe 100 times in a row since then, and I have not been close.
We don't have to mention that part, Sterling.
Because I said, I'm not leaving your house until I beat you in ping pong, so I think he just wanted me to leave, so he let me win.
That's the story I'm going with.
Yeah.
So, staying on the subject of tennis, I'm sure you follow pro tennis, being you like the sport so much. So, do you have any favorite players? I would assume, you're a Serena Williams fan.
I do not like Serena Williams at all. In fact, I cannot like her with any part of me at all. I cannot find one cell in my body that will genuinely like her at all.
Not a singular cell.
Nope, not anything in me. Not one thing. One time, I was obsessed with Serena Williams. I literally have a tennis outfit from when I was younger that, is the Serena Williams fit. I would wear it to practice every day. I would, ask my mom to give me, the braids that she used to wear. Mm-hmm. And I went to this tournament that she was going to be at, a professional tournament in Cincinnati, and I stood there for 4 hours on her court holding a tennis ball out for her to sign. And she walks right past me and signs the kid next to me his tennis ball, and I run down to the end really quick, and I'm like, please, 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 and she literally sticks her hand out and gives me the, get out of here, kid, I'm too good for you, little hand wave in my face. And from then on, I have... Oh, another thing, if you look up Serena Williams on Google, it says, when you look up how much does Serena Williams weigh, and, don't ask why I was looking this up, but, I was looking it up, and it says 155 pounds, and you can go look that up right now. As you listen to this podcast, go look up Serena Williams' weight. In fact, Kaylee Kaiser, sitting here in the passenger seat of my car, is looking it up as we speak. And I'm going to make sure it still says 155 pounds. But that is complete cap. Yes, it says 155 pounds.
It says 155
I'm going to be honest.
pounds.
I weigh 160 pounds, and there is no way that I weigh 5 pounds more than Serena Williams, who has had a kid, who has boob implants, who is literally like 6 foot. Like, she is a tank. There is no way that I outweigh her by 5 pounds. And if you want me to keep going, I will be here all day because she...
Are you sure she wasn't giving you like a high five instead of
it could have been a fist bump, maybe a hoove.
No, she was giving me the get that damn tennis ball out of my face before I smack it at you. She was giving me the most disrespectful thing in the world. Like, I don't care that you just waited here for 4 hours. I don't care that your mom braided your hair like mine every day. I don't care that you bought every single tennis outfit I wore. Get out of my face. You know what, Serena Williams? I'll trash talk you for the rest of my life till the day I die because of that. So I hope you're happy.
I hope she's listening to this right now.
Yeah.
I hope she is too. I hope she listens to this and gets her feelings hurt and walks around all pouty the next week because I roasted her.
There's a good chance she's one of the 49 subscribers, and if we have 48 tomorrow, I think we'll know why.
47, Venus is probably gonna unsubscribe too. What?
So
we should probably move on before Natalie wrecks her car out of anger.
Before she totally wrecks Nick's car and totals it. But who is your favorite tennis player currently? If it's not Serena, obviously.
Before you say anything, Sterling, can you name one?
Maria Sharapova.
Retired.
I don't know if she plays anymore.
Oh, she retired.
Is it Naomi Osaka?
Yeah.
Okay,
she
I can
plays.
go on too. Coco Gauff.
Yeah,
that's the only two I know.
Yeah, she plays. I like her. My favorite is probably Simona Halep right now. I honestly don't. I mean, there hasn't been obviously any sports on recently, but I don't watch a lot of women's professional tennis just because men's professional tennis is so much better. No offense to females, but.
Who's your favorite male tennis player?
This is like gonna sound so bandwagon, but Roger Federer for sure.
Do you have the same kind of hate for Nadal that you have for Serena?
No, I don't hate anybody as much as I hate Serena. Not even close.
No, not a chance.
Yeah, I do. I like I don't really hate anyone on the men's side or dislike anybody. When I was little, I used to think that Nadal was like sexy. I was like, what? Like, oh, that flowing hair.
Is that those Holy Family days?
Yeah, back when I would like wear size 34 jerseys and eat burgers all the time.
I like Francis Tiafoe. Stir.
I couldn't spell that.
That's okay.
Bryce, you and I could just start making up names like Petrolovic Tree and be like, that's a great tennis player. And Sterling would be like, yeah, great tennis player.
Most tennis players are from overseas, so they have like 37 consonants and like no vowels in the name.
That's true.
Well, what if we could get Serena Williams
on the podcast?
On the podcast, make a public apology.
Probably.
Yeah, if she could explain herself for the way she treated me, I might be able to accept her back into my people that I like. But until then, she will be kept on the short list of people that I will never be able to stand. She's honestly the only person on that list. But yeah.
I don't believe that. But we don't have to go there. On a lighter note, Stir, we were having a conversation today. I was mowing the grass, at the old PHS back where we used to.
Back where you hit bombs.
Allegedly.
And
a song came into my headphones, and I was like, man, this is good. But I'd kind of be a little embarrassed to tell other people that I like it. So, guilty pleasure songs. I've heard this done on other podcasts. Stir, you have a guilty pleasure song?
I have quite a few guilty pleasure songs, but I don't know if we have enough time to go through all of them. So I'll give you my artist. That's my guilty pleasure artist, and then my favorite song by them. I would definitely say Big Time Rush I love Big Time Rush. I listen to them while I play basketball, while I'm driving in my car. I jam out to them all the time.
You sing along?
Oh yeah, I sing along.
Because it's not really a guilty pleasure song if you don't sing along, I don't think.
Oh well, I scream and sing at the top of my lungs. But I really really love. I'll say "Boyfriend" as my guilty pleasure song.
Sounds about right.
Do you mind singing a little bit of that for us on the podcast,
Yeah,
maybe?
because I've never heard it. I'd
You
like
know.
to get a little taste of what it sounds like.
Yeah, I
No,
think
I-
everybody, after they say their guilty pleasure song, needs to sing a bit of it,
Well,
just so we
I don't know
know.
about everybody. I think maybe just Huber.
You know, I'm feeling a little hoarse today.
Horse? What?
I was.
I honestly thought something different was about to come out of your mouth.
I'm a little parched. I was outside all day.
I was outside all day. Okay.
Feeling a little dehydrated. So Bryce,
Well, we'll let it slide.
so give me your guilty pleasure
Well,
song.
mine
This
it kind of
famous.
aligns with the times. There's a lot going on in the world today, and a lot of people are talking about Corona. And my song is by the artist Corona from 1993, throwing it way back,
Way back.
27 years ago, back when I was a little kid. It's called "Rhythm of the Night." It's a great song.
This is the rhythm of the
There
night.
we go. Natbo's gonna sing it for me. It's I'm a little embarrassed to say that I like that song and I sing along when I hear it comes on the radio in the car, but it's true.
You know, I
They
can't make
recently
fun
made
of
a
you.
remix of that that's pretty good. It's
It
like
is
a
pretty good.
dubstep remix. I would
I
be
love
lying if I say I
dubstep.
haven't listened to it.
EDM music.
Yes,
It's the best kept secret out there. Electronic dance music. Check it out.
I think I can bench 25 more pounds when I'm listening.
No
to that.
doubt.
Oh, I can run 27 minutes faster when I'm getting some EDM flowing.
Identifiable.
All right, Natbo, let's hear your guilty pleasure song.
I'm throwing my guilty pleasure song farther back than Bryce's. Mine's from 1975, and it's "Sister Golden Hair" by America. And if anybody listens to this podcast who is probably over the age of like 48, they'll know what song I'm talking about. But anybody younger will definitely be like, "What the hell is that song?"
See, I would make fun of you for that, but I have no idea what song that is or who that is.
Nope.
Well, I'll definitely catch a few. You'll catch some subscribers for some older viewers because it's an older song.
I don't know if my grandma would know how to subscribe to our channel, even if it was right in front of her.
Yeah, I think I'm aiming for the wrong audience here.
Well, I think we have time for one more topic, and it's an easy segue here. Me and Stir have been thinking about switching the platform of our podcast, possibly switching it off of YouTube onto Anchor. Natalie Boseing used to make a podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about that and your experience podcasting?
Yeah, so I was doing it pretty strong for a while there. I mean, I even have these like specialized podcast mics that I ordered.
Pretty strong is in the eye of the beholder, but okay.
I was getting like maybe 200 views or listens a podcast. It was pretty insane. I was going off. But then
Better than
the podcasts were way too long, first of all. They were like 45, 50 minutes every time. And nobody wants to listen for that long. And the people I was on there interviewing and talking to would like literally eat the microphone. So when the microphone wasn't being eaten and all you could hear was like the whole time, the other stuff that was being said was just really stuff that should not be said by other people for anybody to hear. And then one of the people I had on there for a podcast, somehow their mom got a hold of one of them and was listening, and then I got a nasty phone call from a parent telling me to delete it, and I took a little leave after that just to reevaluate, and I'm thinking about going back, but you know, if this takes off, this podcast, I might just stick around and feature myself on this sometimes, and you know, I don't know. I need a more structured plan to it because it would. I mean, on Anchor, it is a good, like, it's I don't know. People told me that it's better to be on YouTube, and then others were like Anchor. But on Anchor, you can like film yourself doing ads, and like it actually makes you money. And then on YouTube, I think you have to like get famous to make money. I don't know.
Well, I think we could do both. We could post them both on YouTube and Anchor.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, when I say make money, I think I made like 15 cents off one of them one time because I got like 200 views. But hey, 15 cents, that can get you like
It's more than 14 cents.
sticky hand.
That could get you like a quarter of a tennis ball.
That could get you like 3 pieces of fuzz off a tennis ball. Hell yeah.
Well, Natalie talked about how people have short attention spans nowadays. These darn iPhones. And it's been 25 minutes and 39 seconds. So I think it's about time to wrap this one up.
This darn technology, Hutch.
Stupid young kids.
Ruining our brains.
The TikTok generation.
Yep.
TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok.
I couldn't tell you how many TikTok notifications I get a day.
I could.
Don't lie, Sterling. You know every move to that Savage song. You sit in your shower and you do the like, I'm a savage. That one, you definitely know every move.
I will admit I have made a couple TikToks that are published.
And
you didn't have to admit to it, dang.
I'm not associating myself with that. That's not on the Hutch and Huber platform.
Cut that out immediately.
All right, well, that concludes this week's Tuesday release, episode 3 of the Hutch and Huber podcast. We'll be back in a week.
Hopefully, Natalie will agree to come on this show in the future.
Next week, if you're a big Kentucky or Indiana fan, you're going to want to tune in. We're going to do Kentucky and Indiana 2010s all-decade college basketball teams. So if you're a sports junkie, you're going to want to tune in next week. Thanks for listening this week. We'll see you later.